Hi guys, how are you? Hi everyone. Oh my god, I'm super late. I was late, then having network issue, you guys. It's. So how was your week? Everybody is sick in this house. Everyone, like literally, the kids. It's crazy. Of course, I'm gonna catch it. So my voice is cracking. I hope you guys can hear me because it took me like, I don't know how many minutes to be able to get on here. So I hope you guys can hear me. I apologize, you guys. I'm late to the party. My voice is cracking, so I hope you guys can hear me. Can you guys hear me? Hi. I see Richmond coming up. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Oh my gosh. It took me, I was already late, 10 minutes. And then trying to log on, it was like, no kicked out, no kicked out. And I was like, what is going on?
Sheesh.
It wouldn't let me on. I probably should. Oh, you got a haircut.
I've had it for like 2 weeks.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. Tonight you're glowing.
Is that so?
You're glowing tonight. No, seriously, you look good.
Oh,
Or
thanks.
maybe because you be in the car in the dark, I don't really get to see you clear.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm always in the car.
I was frustrated. I almost told you guys, you know what? I'm not going to have a show today because the kids are all sick. And of course, they want extra cuddle.
Oh.
And then I'm looking at the time, I'm almost falling asleep too. I was like, oh God, we got to have a show. But, anyways, let me not waste any time. Let's jump right into it. Oh, my voice is even cracking. I think I'm coming down with something too.
Well, like you
But
said,
yeah,
you're
how
sick.
was your week?
My week has been busy. Started a new job, so
Busy week. Okay,
trying
this is
to I'm
better.
trying to maximize the overtime because when you're a contractor, when holiday comes, no pay.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to see what I can do and rack up. I just came back a few minutes ago, since 5 a.m.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Ooh.
because I
See, my
started by
husband goes to
yesterday.
work. My husband leave by like 3:30 a.m.
Wow. How many hours does he work? 10?
Yeah, 10 hours. And he works 6 days a week.
So he volunteered to do 6 days a week.
Huh?
6 days. So that's 60 hours.
Yeah.
Okay. Does well.
Sometimes longer. Sometimes longer.
Wow.
But yeah, so that's the struggle of you men.
Yeah, this job told me the same. They said usually at times they do up to 88 hours
A
a week.
week?
Yeah, I was looking at it because they were just telling me, they said I should just make sure I don't do more than 16 hours a day. I'm like, say what? Yeah, they work ridiculous hours. For me, I cannot do that too. I'm just doing it. I'm taking it as temporary job
Yeah.
till my actual job that I'm shooting for starts. Then I will transition to that. It's supposed to be in St. Louis, Missouri,
Ooh.
which means I have to go and find an apartment and everything over there.
Oh, you're moving?
I will have to go down there because it's a contract with Boeing. So I have
I've
to go
heard
down.
of Boeing. What do they do? Like, I haven't really looked into it.
Aircrafts.
Oh.
Yeah, all the planes that you fly, who do you think manufactures it? They do.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I think one of the consultant like reached out to me on LinkedIn. I was like, I don't know nothing about this company because I put that open to opportunities,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody's been reaching out, but I'm like, nothing's really working out right now, so I'm not interested.
Yeah, I
That
applied for it, so they gave me an offer.
that's
But
good.
it's as a contractor, so I'll be doing it as a contractor, hoping that in the next 6 months I get hired on. So when that happens, is when I'll start thinking about moving for good. But for right now, I'm still leaving everything the way it is. I'll just go and get an apartment over there.
True.
Or
Question: You
if I
where do
can
you
find
live?
somebody
What
that
state
stays
are you
over
in
there,
right
then
now?
travel. You say what?
What state are you in right now?
I'm in Oklahoma.
How is it over there? Anyway, we can talk about that enough. I'll call you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, nobody's even watching yet. It's people are probably like, this girl's not coming here early today. We are not interested. I saw some few people like reacted to the story of this, like when I posted on my story what we're talking about tonight. Some people
Mm-hmm.
are giving me like the really interesting emoji.
What kind of emoji? As in, yeah.
Like someone's like, yeah, this is what you need to be talking about.
Yeah, because everybody experiences it now. So
Oh, America,
at least
American
if your
dream.
family is in Africa, or if you are the head of the home, then yeah. A lot of
Yeah,
times parents expect that from you. All your younger ones will be coming to you asking for help.
I'm telling
It's a
you, it's a struggle if you're the only one in the U.S.
And not only that, Seth, even friends that you usually don't even talk to,
Yeah,
cousins, that's the time they will remember to call you when they need something. But when they don't need anything, they will not call you. That happens. Everybody goes through it.
true.
Now people have two phones for a reason because of that. So that way they'll give you one phone number. You call it. So when they see it calling, they know exactly not to answer. And they use the other regular one.
That's a struggle, though. That's a big struggle.
Yeah. Because so many times
All right.
they
Hmm.
did everything they can. Now you're living the good life. Now you've forgotten about them. That's the treatment they'll start using on you.
Yeah, the only good thing is I don't know a lot of people back home other than my immediate family and some. I have
Hmm.
no friends back home. I thought I had a friend that I remember from kindergarten, but I've been looking for her. I can't find her online. She probably don't even remember who I am.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody asks me for money, I'll just tell her, hey, I'll buy you a plane ticket. You come down to United States of America, come and hustle for your money. That's the best thing I can do for your future. One couple I will not give.
One thing I've learned since I started doing this podcast, because before I used to do on Sunday we have Bible trivia, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where people will call in and win, like money, $5 for like just for the data and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It was just something I was like, It's just 20 questions, $100, committed to it once a month. That's not bad. I could do it, you know. But then I had to hold back a little bit now because everybody and their grandmom was in my DM thinking like I'm the richest thing that ever happened on Facebook. I'm like,
Because everybody like money now. Dollar
yeah, but
sign
here's
is
the
local.
thing, right? I don't mind doing that. But here's the thing. You like people wouldn't support the show. They won't share it. Like I've said it on here, the more you share it, the more we build the platform. Like if all those people that were messaging me, all the people on their page came and followed this platform, we will automatically get paid by Facebook and we will do more stuff, right? But it's like they don't want to share this show, but they want to come on and enjoy it. And I was like, my husband was like, yeah, I told you, that's people from back home for you.
Exactly. Greed.
Like you're online, share the show, invite your friends, tell them, hey, I know it's not the most dramatic show, the best ever over here, but we're talking about stuff that you guys are going through, and then y'all don't want to. Anyways, Richmond, I know you're tired. Let me not bore your ears with that.
I
Let's
did. You're fine. You're
huh?
perfectly fine. I say you're fine. Oh, I am not
I'm
bored by
fine
it.
though. Yeah, I'm just like today I'm super tired, so hopefully we can make this short. I know we say this every night, but I'm super tired. Like I'm exhausted. It's been a week.
Uh,
I'm a little sleepy, but we're going to jump right into it. Welcome to Let's Talk with Miss Fee, guys. My name is Felicia. I'm your host. I got our lovely Richmond here joining us. He's about to give you some more wisdom. So now we're talking about cut should adults, which mean you and I, should we cut off family members who only call when they need money? I was kind of hesitant putting that money. I wanted to say when it needs something, but it wouldn't make it so dramatic and controversial if we don't put the money. So I know we've all had our fair share. We all have our stories. One thing I will say is in my family, which I'm super proud of, everybody is mostly self-sufficient for the most part. Like everyone, even people, everybody back home is doing pretty well for themselves. There are a few who will, try that. For the most part, majority, everybody's kind of like, so I relate to this, but not so much, like not so much, but I would say for the most part, everybody in my family is self-sufficient. Everybody's on a grind. Everybody's looking for it. They're finding means to get it, however they can get it. So that I don't really have so much to share, but I do have some that I can share and relate to this topic. So tonight, I want us to look at it from a standpoint of, ooh, where's the note? I just had this. I want us to look at it from like loyalty versus boundaries. And I know boundaries is something that we Africans, I don't want to say Liberians, because I think is a whole continental issue. We don't know boundaries, and we don't know what loyalty is. Loyalty is only convenient when it's beneficial to us. That's my opinion, you guys. I'm gonna keep it right there. So let's jump into it. Richmond, say hi to the people. I'm gonna let you give your first take. Like, how do you feel when you saw this? Like, what came to your mind? What were you thinking about, like that everybody else probably is like, that's right there when they saw this topic. Yeah, talk about that.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Richard, aka Richman. It's an honor to be here today. So, just caveat and disclaimer whatever I say today is my own opinion. So, don't judge me on it. It's just the way I am. I like to speak how I feel. So, just be ready for it. But anyway, in regards to the topic,
Mhm.
well, I have pretty much seen it happen on a daily basis. And as for me, I will not indirectly cut you off, but I will put you on my do not answer lists. I have two phones for a reason, which basically means I will give you the other phone number because I know fully well when I see that call, I would not answer it. Because if you're just calling me for for money, that's the only time you remember me, and then you want to tell me your whole problem history, then you're on your own. Because I've gotten to realize something. We in America, we are here struggling. And yet, those of them that are in Africa are claiming they need money for this, money for that. They are there carrying iPhone 17, iPhone 18, phone that costs how much dollar? We here, we are not even having that. And yet, they're the ones calling us for money. If you cannot call me for something else to check up and see how I'm doing, to see if I'm still in good health, then I wonder if I should consider you as family, because that's selfishness. You only want me to do for you. Then what are you doing for me? That's my own. I like to. It should go both ways. You help me, I help you. You check up on me,
Oops,
I make sure
sorry.
that I'm okay. Then I'll do the same thing for you. That's
Okay.
just that's my own take on it.
Thank you
Sorry,
so
but
much for that. I don't know if sorry, I'm trying to pin the link and then share the show at the same time. But I agree with you. I don't think you should just automatically cut people off. I also see this at another lens, right? I feel like everybody try to paint their experience based on what one person do or have done in the past, right? But my husband and I always talk about this. I was like, me, if I was in Africa, not here, I will grind. I don't care how, but I will make sure I'm okay. Like I know everybody says it's difficult, but then when I sit there and think about it, I'm like, okay, it's difficult if somebody, let's just say I'll use myself as an example. Let's just say I was back home and you're here, you're my brother, right? And of course, the first time I ask you, you're more sympathetic to give me money, right?
Right.
You would probably be like, yeah, sure. I know how Liberia is or how Nigeria is. It's difficult. If she's calling me and saying she wants to start a business or something to turn it around, she means business. And I feel like this is where a lot of people back home fall short and they don't know how to maintain and consistently get money from their siblings overseas. For me, what I would be doing is maybe I know this because I'm over here and I know the struggle. Maybe the people over there don't know because they don't know the struggle. They just know either you're working, you wake up, you go to work, but they don't know like the other side of here that we have no one we can go to. Like literally, you can't go to your landlord and say, you know what, my family member had this story and I had to help them. Can you hold on for the rent? No, you're going through eviction.
It's as simple as that.
Like, period. You're going through eviction, and nobody care about your sob story. Like, keep it for yourself. But if I was then, let's just say you sent me $100, right? And that $100, I know I need a lot of things. I would need to flip this $100 so it lasts for me. For me, if once you're giving me that money and I know it's business, I will ask you, what advice would you give me? Since now I have this money, I know I told you I want business, or what advice? And I feel like they don't want to know that because back home, I want to say it's easy. Everywhere has its difficulties, right? It's easy in the sense where when you purchase a home, you build whatever is yours is yours. You're
Mm-hmm.
not constantly under scrutiny for like paying your light bill, water bill, and all that other extra stuff, right? So, of course, hey, Jimmy, welcome to the show. Of,
Thank you.
Hey
you're
Jimmy, how
welcome.
you doing?
The rich
I am
man.
so sleepy tonight, you guys. I don't know. I'm tired.
I am too. I
Yeah, I'm
am.
super tired. I, I'm
Being an
barely keeping
extrovert.
my eyes open right now. Um, but as I was saying, right, we'll probably let's try to run through this. Let's not drag it. I want to go to bed. I'm so tired. But
Yeah.
like what I was saying, right? Like
Let's
if
do it in
I got the
15
money,
minutes.
huh?
Let's do it in 15 minutes.
Hopefully, I hope so. Yeah. Yeah. I'm super tired. Unless we could do part two tomorrow. I'm so tired, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm barely keeping my eyes open. But yeah, what I was saying, if I was getting that money, I would try to flip the money. I would split it in half. $50, try to figure out what can I sell that will generate another $50, right? And then when I get that $50, I will send that $50 back to you now, Richmond, because you're the one who gave me the $100. I will send it to you so that way I will say, oh, thank you so much. I was able to flip the money and get $50 profit. So I'm sending it to you. I feel like that will help you, like start thinking, oh, I give her $100. She flipped $100 to 150. Now she got $50 extra and send it to me. So it's kind of like, okay, now you built my interest to want to start a business with you. Does that make sense? Instead of every time
Absolutely.
when you don't have money to pay your rent, you call me. When you don't have money to go to the hospital, you call me. When your kids need something, you call me. And then the audacity to tell me, oh, but you only help the children, you didn't help me. What? Okay. I'm gonna leave it dramatic like that. Let's hear from Jimmy.
Shoot. So what was where did I meet y'all? Because I don't want to take your
We
bike.
just started. I was trying to
We
log
just
on,
started.
couldn't log on. And we just started, literally. Like, what's your initial thought when you saw this topic?
I think the topic is lively in the sense that we live it. I know you restricted it to family members,
Yeah.
but what's about friends?
Yeah, well, when
Who?
friends can become family too, right?
Okay, okay. So people who called you only when they need you, they need to be shut down.
Hmm.
They need to be shut down. That means they don't care about you. They only care what they can get out of you. And trust me, if you don't pick their call, or if you don't give them what they want, their reaction will tells you that, you know, they really don't care about you. They just want to get what they can get out of you. So in my opinion, such person, whether a friend or family member, they need to be shut down. They need to be cut off. One thing people should understand is that nobody owes anybody anything. The only people that you owe to some extent are your parents and your little siblings or your children. Your children, your parents, or your little siblings. Outside of that, whatever you do to people is favor, or it's a gift, it's donations. And people should understand that. Someone that cares about you would always want to check on you without asking for a dime. See, every one of us, we know people in our life that the day they ask us for something, even when we don't have it, we will go out of our way just to make sure we meet that need, we make sure that need is met. Because you know what? They always show up. They always, encouraging us. They always checking on us. They always want to know how we are doing. And they never ask us for a favor. So the day such a person come and ask you, just know that they really need it. Unlike the others who only come to your inbox or dial your number when they need you. And I used to have few person like that in my life. I cut them off since 2020. 2020, 2020 December 31st, 11:59 a.m. I mean p.m.
Hold on, you even know the date and time?
Yes,
I'm surprised.
yes.
Wait. What happened? I mean, without giving us too much details, like why was it may have been a trauma or dramatic.
See, I just realized that those were people who intent were to drain me off, to drain life out of me completely.
Hmm.
Those, it was the moment that I understand that those people have no interest in me. They have no value in what I do for them, but all they wanted is what they can get out of me.
I'm listening. I'm just sharing the show, guys.
Sure. So if you have somebody like that in your life, listen, sometimes it could be even your parent,
Yeah.
if they show no interest in how you are feeling, how you are doing, whether you have issue, you have, relationship issue, mental health issue, they show no concern about your well-being. Listen,
Cut him off.
it is cut them off.
Your parents?
Look, I'm not saying you should do it, but if my mom was to treat me like that, I will let her know that, that's not how life is.
True.
I will not just do it automatically. We'll have the conversation. We will have the conversation. And if things doesn't improve, I will do it at my turn. I will do it on my turn, Now when you ask, because the same way you only contact me when you need something, when you are in trouble, it's the same way I too can contact you when I have surplus, when I have to give out. And and trust me, God will not hold you responsible because love's supposed to be reciprocated.
I agree.
See, the Bible says, love your enemies as you love, yourself. So how can I be loving you and you not love him even though you're not my enemy?
Yeah.
The Bible says give and it will be given. So if you don't have what I need from you, then give me something that I need.
That's true.
And that is attention, concern, communication, and all of those. Those are things that are priceless. There's no cash value to them. Okay, and you have it. It's free. You have it. So if you're not giving it to me, then why should I?
That's true.
Why should I? So
Mhm.
those family members, those kind of family members, they deserve to be cut off.
I agree with you. So what do we do, because like you said, right? Most of us grew up knowing that we have an obligation to our families, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that the most, especially in the Black community, is not just us immigrant, Black American, it's the same. People of color go through this like over majority of the time. It's like the most successful one is the family bank. Everybody's gonna go to you. How do you think? I get it. Like you can cut them off. Like for me, I know you said siblings, the little ones. I get that, but I feel like, in my opinion, I feel like the only person that I feel obligated to, that even if it's my life last, I have to give to them, is my mom and dad. Like I'm indebted to them. Those are the two that I can choose over my siblings and will do things for them. And my siblings, I can put that off because it's like we're all alive. You need to figure it out. I will help you if I can, but I don't feel obligated to do that. So my question is, I feel like where this becomes a problem is we're not taught boundaries in our community. You know, we're not taught that for people to understand. I've heard a lot. I've heard a lot. If I can, I'm trying to be careful with this because I know a lot of people are on my platform who watch this, but I've heard a lot about my husband where I hear it here and there where everybody says, he's so mean, he's this, he's that. And it's like, I don't think you guys, like, as an African, we, coming from Liberia, I'm just gonna speak from a Liberian perspective because those are the people that I really know and I can relate to. I think people back home don't really understand like the day-to-day struggle that's here, right? You have to prioritize yourself over somebody calling you, because especially if you have kids and you have a lot going on, I can't really call them back home and say, hey, I need to pay my rent. If I don't pay my rent, they can't relate to that because they don't understand the trajectory of that. Like, if I don't pay my rent, what's going to end up happening? Or if I have a lot happening here, like I have to take care of a car, or my kid got sick, you don't know like what's really going on. So like, I feel like, how do you get to people to understand that financial literacy is the key? Like, if I'm making $100 a month, and every time out of that $100, I'm sending you $25, and I'm left with $75, we will keep that generational curse of being poor. I would never ever be able to. We would just be hand to mouth. But if I'm able to cut you off and just focus on what it is I'm doing, and that $25 I'm sending to you, I'm able to put that into something for it to grow, and later on when I get to that level to assist you and you forget about it. How do you get to people to really understand that are back home, that every month they know your payday and they're ready for you? Like, they want you to hand out. Like, how do we do that and still maintain this cutting off thing? Like, how do we do that?
Look, Fee,
Mhm.
one thing we should understand, especially we who are over here and trying to make ends meet, is that we don't enjoy as compared to the people who are back home.
Yeah.
Send somebody $50 this weekend. Just random, just send it, just send it $50. Say, oh, I just thought about you and I decided to send you this $50. The next place you find that person will either be in the club or at the beach, at an entertainment center, or somewhere having fun while you are here taking insult for that $50 that you send to them. Fee, I used to send money back home just like, you know, um, just like our own people.
Wow.
Because I just came that time. I say, okay, I understand the struggle, over there, alcohol
Yeah.
and all of that. But then I came to realize that people are not innovative. Okay? When some of us were back there, we didn't have nobody here to send us money.
Mm.
We had to, do things out of, out of our will, just to make sure we, get some things done in our life and stuff like that. So when you leave from that place with that kind of mind, you're thinking that when you gave somebody something, like you gave somebody $300. When I first joined, I heard you say, if somebody gave me $50, I'm thinking about what can I do to turn this $50 into $100, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now you give somebody not 50, somebody say, oh, I want to, I I call it, my I don't have food. Oh, my kids are hungry. You gave them, let's say you gave them $300.
Right.
So there's no innovation. This $300, how can I turn it around that I don't have to go asking the next time? But the
Do
whole
you think it's the environment?
it's not the environment.
Really?
It's
Because
it's
the reason I say
it's
that,
not
just really quick, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, right? The reason I say that is because here in the US, you're taught to think independent, right? To
right.
think, to do critical thinking. And what I've come to realize is that back home, a lot of people are not taught to do critical thinking. Like when you're in situation to think about how do I get out of it, is the first thing is cry wolf so somebody can come and save me. That's why I asked that question. Welcome to the show,
See,
Anna.
it's not it's not the environment. It's the
Thank you,
mentality.
guys.
It's the mentality. There are people in that same environment
Mhm.
who have had a different mindset and they use that different mindset out of what somebody gave them. And today they are independent. I'll, I'll tell you one thing. I have an aunt. I have an aunt that used to, that is business minded, right? But at some time, I don't know what happened. Okay, she bought her goose, put it in a warehouse. Like the goose arrived today, they put it in the warehouse, go home to come back the next day. The whole thing caught on fire and it burned to ashes. And Liberia is not an environment where they have property insurance and all of that reimbursed for the damage. So I didn't know that this had happened to her and she was stranded. She wasn't doing nothing. And she and I used to talk, she and I used to chat, but she never explained anything to me. So one day my mom and I were talking and I said, oh me and Auntie, I call her name. I call it, we can talk. Then my mom told me, did she tell you what happened to you? I said, no. She said, oh. Then my mom explained. So I called her. I said, when did this happen? Why couldn't you tell me? She said, oh, you went over there. I don't want to, you know, bother you and stuff like that because I know you were trying and you have family here. You have a mom, you have siblings trying to help them and stuff like that. So I don't want to bother you. So I asked her, I said, okay, what can I do to help in the situation? What she called, I added something on it and sent to her. Guess what happened when I went to visit in 27? No, in 2022. I said 2022 or 2017. One of the two times I've been to Liberia like that. She took huge cash. She said, oh, I know you here, you will need money to spend. So hold this. She lived in the same environment. I didn't want to hold it. She said, no, you have to hold this.
Wow.
It is the same environment that every other person lives in, but the
True.
mentality is different. So fee, it's not environment, it's just the mentality.
I agree.
Mm.
Can I
Yeah,
jump in a little bit? And this,
please.
I this, like it's not just the mentality, but I feel like a lot of our relatives are entitled. They feel entitled. They feel they were born because they're part of your family. They you
Mm-hmm.
you owe it to them to give and provide and continue to provide and take and take and take from you, but they don't realize that they can also give, right? And just like Jimmy mentioned about the whole um, mentality thing, they believe that if you're out of the country, you're more fortunate than them. which means that every time that they need something, they'll come to you. Though rather than coming to you, they don't think outside of the box. Like, okay, if this person gives me this money once, what can I do to expand or invest in the money and make something out of myself so that I don't have to keep coming to this person. And when you even give them the money that they're asking you, the reasons that they even give, they will lie to you, take things from you, and then go use it for things that are not important. You know, they don't. There's something they call greed, right? There's something they call greed, and there's also something entitlement. And so I've explained the part about entitlement. When it comes
Mm-hmm.
about greed, a greedy person only thinks about themselves. They don't think that, okay, if I'm getting money from this person, I can do something that is big enough to, or even invest in something small so that I can make a living for myself and not have to depend on this person. Another thing that a greedy person, not only do they think about themselves, they also think about how can I continue to, they come up with strategies on how to continue to take from you. They don't know how to think outside of the box. They're more focused on taking, 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 and pleasing themselves. So I believe that the topic asked the top. Let me read the question again, so
To
that I can.
adult cutoff.
I personally think that, I know as Africans they always say, "Oh, you cannot run away from your family. Family will always be there for you." I think that when you have a family member that continues to think selfishly and continues to always need, you have to do your best and ask them like, "What can I do to make you be independent?" Find out what is a business plan rather than giving the money for little issues here and there. Do what Jimmy did. If they ask you for 50,000, give them 60. See what the 60,000 they'll use it for. When next they come and ask you for something, say, okay, you asked me for 50,000 last time. I gave you 60,000. What did you do with the 10? you know Once you ask them those questions, next time before they even want to come asking you, you've already given them a mindset like, okay, you cannot even think outside of the box. You come to me for money, you cannot even invest in yourself or do something valuable. So that's the first thing you would do. The second thing you would do to cut them off would be the second thing you would do to cut them off will be telling them, hey, um what do you need the money for? How can I help you? And then when they tell you what they need the money for, you write it down somewhere, because guess what? They'll come up with a different excuse the next time. And when they come up the next time, say you don't have the money. See, if it's something that's not life or death, act like you don't know. Sometimes learn to ignore your phone calls, and also see if they will reach out to you to check. And most of the time they'll say they're calling to say hi, and the next thing they'll you say, oh, thank you very much for reaching out to say hi, and wait if they will send you another message saying, oh, I wanted to ask you for money, or I have this issue, I want to invest in this. Ask them before you start investing or paying money to people back home or your relatives. Make sure you find out what their plans are. What do they see themselves doing in the future? And then if you can support them in any way, tell them, okay, how much do you have before you're coming to me to ask for help? Because you cannot just keep coming to me. You have family, I have responsibilities just like you. So if you're coming to me for money, make it clear to them like, okay, I want to know what your plan is. What have you done to help yourself? So that way they're thinking outside of the box. And a lot of times our people back home, they don't like to think. They don't like to think ahead. They don't like to improvise. They just believe that just sitting around asking for money from people because they're relatives is the best thing to do. Make them work. make them more. Even if you have to give them that money, make sure you're asking them those questions so that they can start thinking about it and then go back to them and say, oh, I've heard what you've said, but go look for if, let's say, for example, let me give an example. Jimmy comes to me and says, oh, I need money to go to the hospital to go get checked, right? Say, okay, what have you done to help yourself? What are some of the areas that you've done to raise the money? And then if Jimmy said, oh, I don't have anybody, say, okay, you guys have a farm, go get find a way to get something, crops from the farm, and and sell, and then we'll see what we can do. But as far as right now, I don't have the money, but just do the best you can to come up with the money. And you see, within the next couple of days, you say, oh, I've been able to raise this amount. It saved you some money because you didn't do the work for them, you know?
So I have a quick
So,
question for you, Anna.
mm-hmm,
So what you're saying, right? I recently experienced that with a family member. Richmond, you're coming really quick, really soon, right? I just want to ask her. So you're ending where you said what they will come back to you and say, I've been able to raise this amount of money. How sustainable is that? Because the reason I say that is I specifically told this family member, you came and asked me for money. It is a credit. I'm giving you a month. I want to pay back, right? Of
mm-hmm.
course, I know I don't want the money back, but I'm trying to see how, because he came to me and said that if I give him X amount of money, he can flip it to something. And I know within my gut, I'm like, that money is not enough for you to flip it. I know you're trying to play games because you want to get money out of me. And I already know that, but he was consistent, like very persistent that he can flip that money into something else because there's something he can sell. So I asked, what it is are you selling? And he told me, and apparently everybody around there said, yeah, that money is enough for him to do it. So I told him with everybody present that this is a credit. In this amount of time, I need you to pay my money back. Or when do you think you can flip that money and get your profit and give me my money back? He told me, oh, yeah, a month is enough. So I sent the money. I also gave instruction who he should start paying my money to. When I spoke to this individual 3 days ago, they're like, well, we don't even see him go sell anymore. And he hasn't given me any money. So I ask this because sometimes they will come to you and tell you, well, I've already been able to do this and do that. They will start out very great. And then in the long run, the money is nowhere to be found.
So that's
So
when
how sustainable
you
is
guys,
that?
it's if it's not sustainable because that person's mindset is not, he was just looking for an opportunity to take money from you. Someone that is determined will use that money and work hard, and even if not able to make that profit, they will reach out to you and say, look, I know I promised so and so time to give you your money back, but I was not able to do so. Am I correct, Jimmy? And then
Yeah.
this
And
and
that's why I
then
said there's no boundaries.
and then and then because they've already breached that agreement with you, they will not be comfortable coming back to you to ask for money
Oh,
again.
please.
And
Oh,
when they
please,
do,
Anna. They
listen now,
don't. Sometimes I
listen,
feel like they don't have
listen,
conscience. Like they
listen.
come back. It's like
And, and
I
when
hate
they
to use
do,
this analogy, but it's like a dog, you kick the dog and say, don't come back here. And next thing you know, the dog is right back.
and that's where you draw the line and you draw the boundary and say,
True.
we had an agreement, you did not keep up to it, I don't have the money. They somewhere else. You're not the only family member they have. And that's where you draw the line.
Okay. That's true. Let's hear from Richmond. He's been quiet for a little bit.
My dear, me, like I said, my own way of dealing with it is is either I put your number on do not answer, or I will have a second phone and then I ask the phone number that I will give you, and when you call, I'll ignore it. Because at the end of the day, like I said, If you're gonna call me, you should call me to see how I'm doing as well. Because our fellow Africans have this mindset that we are enjoying in America. They don't know how hard it is. But if I wanted to do you a favor, then fine. What I'll do, in place of giving you money, I'll buy you a plane ticket. Come to Obodo, you go, come to America. Then you can go and hustle the money yourself. Because I'm not going to do it for you. Because that one that you're saying, you give them money to go and to invest for where they will eat that money. Is it not Africans? They will eat it and then they will come back to you. The very moment you give the first one, they will keep on coming back. It is a known fact. So it's either you ignore them or you buy them a plane ticket and then let them come. By the time they come here now, they will then see how everybody else is suffering, and that will reset their brains when they go back. Then they will know how reality is, that it is not
Please
a
let
joke.
me know how you're bringing them. You just buying ticket, they're coming. Let me know because I got a
You
few.
you buy this thing now. You tell them you can come and visit me in America. I'll buy you plane ticket. Come and visit me. Then by the time you come now, you want to work, Abi? Ungwanu, go out there, go and do what the rest of them are doing. Go and paint or be cleaning poop, or you can go and stand on your feet for several
Guano.
hours. Then you tell me how exactly it feels. That money that you feel like is out there, that is stashed somewhere. Now you will see the reality. And the funny part is, a couple of them have shown up to America now. They came here, they were like, eh, is that what you're going through? Yes,
Yeah.
that is what I am going through. It is not a joke. But if
But
you
you
don't
know,
show them, they will never know. And their mindset will still remain the same, that you are rich, you have money because you are the eldest son or because you are the one in America, then that means it's your responsibility to take care of everybody, even uncles and aunties too. That's the time they will remember you are in America. They will even tell you, self, to sponsor their daughter or their son for this thing too. They will always find something. Hey, Baba. So that's just how it is. So no matter what, I do believe in. Hey, baby. So I do believe in, at the end, do what you can do, just to ensure that they see it. Good evening. So my dear, that is life. Oh, that is life. It is just
I
how it
agree.
is.
You know, I agree with you. I think cutting off is probably the healthiest thing you can do. Um, I like that we kind of almost covered these points of what that I was trying to say, protecting your household, preventing. So, what about the family member that, they have all these children, right? And the children, you say, okay,
And they keep giving birth on your pocket.
My dear, it will never end because the very moment you start, like I said, uncles and aunties, they will call you. And if you
Anna,
don't
what
give
is your
them,
problem
then that's where
tonight?
they will hit you. So don't
Anna is
even.
ready. She's on
You guys,
fire.
you guys forgot this one. They'll say, I named the child after you. They're always naming someone
Exactly.
after
That's the
you to
trick.
be.
That's the trick.
Listen, if I was getting $1 of all the time that I know when a message is entering my DM, the moment I see the top of it, I already know what's about to happen. So, like, I can tell it's happening to me. It happened to me so many times. I think before you guys came on, Jimmy and Anna, I was telling Richmond about how we used to do the Bible trivia, right? If I screenshot some of the messages I used to get, you guys, it is bananas. So,
They
like,
always
this is
have
not even
problems
just
forgetting
family
that
members.
others have problems too.
Yeah, this is strangers. And I'm like, I that's why I asked Jimmy this question. Like, if there's, and I know you answer, you don't think there's anything with critical thinking um with how people reasons back home, like, oh, what's going on? I think Peterson's trying to come on, but it's not letting him.
I don't think they really care about reasoning, to be honest. That's what
Fee,
they know
Yeah.
exactly what they're doing.
Fee, the thing about critical thinking, people don't need critical thinking to know the truth or
But then
the
if
bad.
you're lacking conscious and you're
I'm
not
coming.
critically thinking of the possibility of what could
I'm
happen,
coming.
They don't care.
I'm coming. What people need on our continent is common sense,
which is not common. Just a
which
second,
is not common.
Peterson. It's saying that shoot. Okay, I finally got you on. Sorry. Did I take out Jimmy? Oh no,
No,
he's still there.
no, I'm still here.
Okay.
Even though he quit to run away, but
I'm
Here
so
who is
sleepy
talking?
tonight, you guys. I'm so tired. I don't
Here who
know.
is talking? So look, see what people need on our continent is common sense. And common sense is not learned in the classroom. It's learned in the street.
And at
So,
home.
and at home too. Yeah, I agree. And at home. Look, a common sense will tell somebody, oh, this girl sent me $200. I don't think it would be nice for me to go asking her again. At least not on this matter. Why will an unemployed person will come and ask you for money for them to celebrate their birthday?
Right. That's another really good question.
And you make an effort, you send them, small money. They will go to club, especially you're the female. They will go face their
Oh
hair,
God.
put a whole lot of cement on their face or mud or whatsoever they call it. Makeup.
Pancake. Call pancake.
He said cement. Hey.
Some of them will put a $200 hair on a head that have no brain in it.
Oh, de veras hice esto now.
No, I'm
coming
coming.
from where are you from?
And you'll be funding for those birthdays every year.
Yes.
That's why I like my stinginess.
Look,
One call you will not
I
get from
really
me.
want to understand the men that did them back home. How do they handle all those?
since 2020, that's one of the decision that I made, that I am not sending a cent to anybody who comes to me ask for birthday. I'm not the one that gave birth to you.
Right.
At least you're
No,
even
I agree with
determined to
you though.
You
I
should
did
be
that
refund.
too.
appreciating. You should be appreciating God for keeping you alive to see that day. Instead of asking people for hand out, and then when they give it to you, you go to club, you go do all kinds of things on social media. One life to live. No, you are not living, you are surviving.
There you go.
Sophie, those kind of people, cut them off. Like I told you, since 2020, December 31st, 11:59 p.m. I cut those kind of people off. And the new one that think they can revive or regenerate or reincarnate,
The new one.
as soon they come, they are dead upon arrival.
Oh man. Listen.
Mhm.
Jimmy,
All
right
right,
before Peterson come in, right? Peterson is like, you're like, what did I walk into?
man.
Listen, so 20, what was it? 2020, when we entered 2024, Jimmy, that's when I had to like I had to detour because I'm a person that I feel like, even though, a lot of things I'm very tough on it, but people are very easy to get through to my heart when it comes to like assistance. It's easy. That's why my husband always says, yeah, you're the one. It's easier for them to flip you and get money out of you. So keep reading the messages then. But I say this because there were so many things I was just catching, and I think that me and Anna had a really in-depth conversation where he was like, no, you need to put your family first, about this. It was like I took everybody problems and just every time to the point where I was sneaking around trying to get money to send to people, and it's not good at all. So, but I would say the past 2 years, I've been a very good on my best behavior. And I can tell you the stuff that we've been working on, it's literally coming to fruition. So I was like, wow. And when I looked at my send wave back in 2024, like 2023, December, I remember, how they show those statements that whole year, when I went to my send wave, you guys, when I look at my send wave, the total amount that I sent that year kicked me to the floor. I was like, what? That whole year, I sent almost $16,000 total in 1 year. And that $16,000 I could have put in a savings, added to my children's saving, and do something with it. And I have no account for it to be like, okay, what did they do, to go back and say, okay, all these people that I send these money to, what can they show me that I'm proud of that these money I sent to them? And it was just like, that's where the hard reality, my husband and I had to have a conversation because he saw it. He was like, what are you doing? So I agree with you. Like, cutting people off is very difficult for me to cut people off, but I have mastered it over the years. Like, I have mastered it. Telling people
And
I don't have it at this moment is so easy to do that now. Like, it was
if
hard
you,
for me before. But yeah,
yeah,
let's hear from Peterson.
Peterson, can I say
Thank you
one
so much,
thing
guys.
before, if you don't
Uh-huh.
mind? I was just gonna say the most difficult thing is saying no to people. But once you put your foot down, you tell yourself, I'm doing it for my common good, you realize how much you're going to excel, because just having these people taking money from you all the time also brings you down. There's something they say, if you're climbing a ladder and people are dragging you down, you can never make it to the top. Is the same thing, because every time you're giving them that money, you could have used that money to invest in something that will help you expand so that you become financially stable enough to be able to bring them up with you.
True.
Thank you. Sorry, Peterson.
It's okay. Thank you so much. I'm sorry that I came a little bit late.
I mean, just say what you got to say, man.
No, I have to extend apology. You were just left us here and cut us
And
off.
what? And
And you
what?
cut us off. We left here. So if I come late too, I just equating my activities with you.
I know. Jimmy always ready to pick a fight.
No, I'll soon call the co-host for him. So yeah,
Mm.
thank you guys. Thank you guys. When I was off, I was listening still the analysis, and when I bumped in, I heard Jimmy making it very clear and very direct. So I just thought, which part of Liberia he from? Because it's not an easy thing just like that. But
Yeah.
guys, thank you. I think what caught my attention on this topic when I saw it was a other family member who do not call you and intend to send them something often, cutting them off and stuff like that. The whole concept of cutting somebody off, I must say I'm a little bit of different opinion to that. And my opinion to that is from my maybe my own belief. I believe when I was like back there, um, I had some friends. We did a lot of things in common, and some of them travel, and we were not having the opportunity to even speak. Apparently, other people like you know were so much of demanding spirit or demanding activities, so they just decided that everybody was beat down and just cut everybody off. But I feel that I should not cut you off, but you should see yourself and maybe cut yourself off. So I always say like it better you tell somebody the truth. It's difficult to say it, but there's a way in a diplomatic circle that you can let people know that hey guy, I think we can it's differently. I can't do this. Because when you were like down there with friends, you were coming up, there were a lot of things in common, you travel or family member. In the worst of it, some of these family members would not even say hello to your people. Besides your people, they will not even call you and speak or check on you, nothing like that. But like Jimmy said, it will come when birthday time is coming around, when event time coming around. And this is not in any way to think to tell people that, oh look, what I gave you yesterday, what I gave you day before yesterday, I'm discussing it. But the issue is on a general note, even if your sister here will give you something, you need to have a relationship back there. You need to have some means of what giving back. But building relationship where you don't understand that you have to play a role, then there's no reason. One, sending money to you, like Fee said, it depleting somebody's account. The person is drowning while you are sending. And so the best thing you do, from my opinion, is plain blank. It's not possible. I'm engaged with other stuff, and for this time I can't do this. And that should be in a very friendly manner, and just that's it. And when that is said, when you are direct to them, but because some people will just tell them, oh, okay, I will do it. Give me this time, give me that time, give me this time, give me that time. And definitely you're going to be like, oh, wow. Anytime you ask me, give me this time, give me that time. But if you tell the person, you know what, I can't do that right now because I have other responsibility, that person will cut themselves off. Blocking their numbers is not a solution, because you know what, wherever we are, we got to evolve. We have to evolve. If you block your aunt's number because she often call you and took the money and go to the liquor shop, that is not a it's not a best solution. The best solution is telling aunt that you can't do that right now because for X, Y, and Z reasons. I mean, you can be detailed of what the reason you can't do that, but it should explain to her that her privacy does not align with your privacy at this point. So you can't do that. Because when you cut her off, she does not understand why you cut her off. And the final analysis, you are going to be categorized in a way that because you were trying to settle something, you become a victim. Remember, we all are here, but we have siblings and other people back there. They live with them. So
I
you
have
don't
a
know
question.
the attitude of them because only your behavior that you cut this person off. You don't know the attitude towards your sibling back there.
I
And
have,
the community we are,
I'm a little confused. When you talk about cutting people off and you're talking about, because what I'm getting from you is you're talking about either ghosting people, like that. I think there's a difference between cutting people off and ghosting people, like because what you're saying is someone just stopped talking to you with no reason. But I thought this topic was about basically having a like a conversation with the person and just kind of ceasing communication with them, right, Felicia?
yeah. So what make me
Because because what you're saying, it sounds like you just all of the blue just cut off communication with that person without any type of knowledge notice or anything like that. Is that what we're supposed to be talking about?
So what I heard like from our topics, what I saw there is what I should cut off. When you say cut off, it's not explained. In my own opinion, I'm saying
Mm-hmm.
that if we will cut you off, the cutoff should be that you finding yourself that your vision is not aligning with my vision. And
Mm-hmm.
so that's the
Mm-hmm.
reason I'm not finding that support to you. And you can
Okay.
cut yourself instead of
Okay,
me,
makes sense.
because you ask me 1 or 2 times, then I block you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I'm saying that if you do that, it's not helpful. you
Yeah,
you
I
yeah,
agree.
because no matter what it is, even you have money or not to give it to that person, your conversation and that person sitting to call you, it take another person to just call you. Whenever somebody is dialing your number, there have been something that have been calculated. Sometimes it is calculated in a good fit, sometimes in a bad mood. But the whole idea surrounds it is, I got a friend, I got a sister, I got this person. I'm calling the person, and I sure they get going to, blast me up. They get going to do this to me.
Mm-hmm.
But that anxiety, it does not align with your goal, with your vision. So you just like the person call you, and then you don't, you refuse to talk to the person. There should be a way that you tell the person this. So that cutoff process should be understanding. With that, there is no bad blood to take vengeance at your relative, at your sibling, at other people back there. Because the community we from, everybody is vulnerable in many ways. So your action today may create a pit hole for maybe your extended family. Once you people bear the same name or you're from the same, family line, it creates certain thing for them, against them, and people, society go against them. So when you like speak to people, somebody in a diplomatic tone, that the person feel that you don't have bad intention of not sending that money, but it was a reason for which you are trying to put yourself in a check mark. That is the cutoff point. I say that should be the best procedure. But just the statement, I will let you go. I feel it could be harsh. It could not you because you are not there, obviously, but because of the kind of community we're from, it's better you take your time to do that. But obviously, I am really, really against family member or people who do not care, who do not check on you and just call you for anything they want. I feel they don't mean well for anybody. They need to keep the community. If you want to be a friendly person, keep the communication, keep the relationship. But it does not mean that you tell people to just send everything to you, like birthday
Right.
party. It doesn't make sense. There are certain things that doesn't make sense. You want to have your birthday party. One politician I worked with before, he
Oops,
started talking to
sorry,
people. He
guys.
said, why will you wait? You have your wife pregnant for 9 months. You had nothing to plan for. The woman deliver. You come to me to buy a top. Are you crazy? So there are a lot of stuff people do, and sometimes they don't know what they are doing. They just, don't, they are not there. So we just gotta be careful how we live with those people, because no matter what it is, we are still living with them. Our siblings are with them. What have you? That's what
Yeah,
point I want to make.
I agree with you. You know, that last example you just used is funny. My brother-in-law and my husband, when we were talking the other day, he used that. He said that because we're saying something. I'm like, I remember when I was in Liberia 2018, I was so naive because I saw little girls then selling, and they all duped me too. These
Mhm.
5-year-old, like they knew how to like get money out of you. I was so shocked. I'm like, if they're 5, they're
Oh,
doing this. Oh my God, when they turn like 15 and 20, they will be way above my head. So we were talking. I said, how do people get sick and they're pregnant? Like, you should take care of them first before, you talk about like the whole insurance or payment. And then he said, whatever, this is Liberia. If you know you're going to pregnant your wife, you don't stop planning in advance, why should we care about that? And I was like, I was just like, oh my God. I don't think if I was in Liberia, I don't think I would survive watching that. Like working in a hospital and then see somebody come, they can't give birth. And then I'm going to tell them because they can't pay. So we're not treating them. Are you serious? No. So, I say that because I just thought it was so funny because he was saying if you don't have money to buy this, to buy drip, to do that and do that, that's a whole different topic anyways. But I have a question. Um, in my mind, the reason most of these things are happening is because we're not taught about boundaries, right? Like, and most people think once you tell them no, they start to categorize you, inserting, you're very mean. That person went to the US, they don't even turn their back to take care of people. And like I've heard everything in the book. I've heard a lot of stuff. So my question is, um, why is it that most people think because you say no, that means you're already this individual that just don't care? Because in my opinion, saying no doesn't mean that I don't care about you. Or do you think it's just the way how you're saying no to them? Before you guys answer that, right? I remember when I first came to this country, I was so little. And when I used to go to school, given the fact that my mind was already mature for my age already. So when I came, like how I saw, like how a typical 9 or 10-year-old thought, I was thinking more like a 16 or 17-year-old. Like that's how my mindset was. So when I came, every time I got my recess, if I got money, I would save it, and then when it reached a certain amount, like in a month, I was asked my older sister to send it back home. That's what I used to do all the time. Like I would rather grab an apple and go to school and starve than come home and eat and keep my recess, like my money to buy lunch, like my lunch food money. I would keep it. And then when it added up to a certain amount, I would send it back home. But then I remember it came to a certain time where I couldn't do that anymore. And all of a sudden, like, because I wasn't getting the amount of money I used to get before, and things kind of like just switched. So like, I'm trying to be very careful with my words. So the people that I was sending these to got upset and started saying, like, I started becoming categorized as an ungrateful individual. Like I'm really trying to be choicy because a lot of people watch my stuff and they're on here too. But I'm just trying to understand, like, why is it that people are always, especially people back home, once you say no or you stop doing certain things, again, I know you guys already explained it, it automatically takes me back to start thinking. And I like how Jimmy said they don't have conscience because they're not thinking about practical stuff, like the possibility of what could have happened or what happened, like thinking in advance. They're not thinking that. They're just thinking you're just me. You're over there enjoying, and now you forgot about everybody. They don't even know the struggle you're going through or whatsoever. Why do they think that way? If we can even get into their in their mind, like why?
You're muted.
Let me go
Mhm.
because like Peterson have known me to be the runaway person.
I know you're coming around again. Now, why is it? I mean, you're not going
Yeah, we
anywhere.
tired tonight.
Yeah, I'm tired, man. I'm tired. I didn't even expect her to last this long
You see
tonight.
that?
Me
But
too. Me
anyway,
too.
anyway, um, when people feel entitled, When people feel entitled and you refuse them, they feel like you are a bad person. They feel like it's either deliberate or you hold something against them. That's one. Number two, when people get used to, hearing okay, 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 the day you say no to them, some will understand, oh, okay, he been doing it, she been doing it. Maybe there's something that is going on right now. But some who feel entitled, who feel like, your whatever you work for should be shared with them, are the one that gave the attitudes and are the one that, that feel like you are just being mean to them. And those are the ones that you should be very, very careful with. I told somebody before, I say, if you have a $50 problem in Liberia, I am able to handle that with ease. If I have a $25 problem here, you cannot help me. So you are just at the receiving end, and I am in the opposite. I'm at the opposite end. So if you were in my shoe, you have your rent due, I have my problem, which one will you settle first? When I asked that question, the person didn't answer, but rather, I'm not saying, I'm not saying don't pay your rent. I'm only asking you. I say no, that's not the answer to the question. If you have your rent due, and I have,
Insurance to
something
pay.
that, yeah, will you ignore your rent and pay my insurance? Oh no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying don't pay your rent. I say you still have not answered the question. And because you can't answer the question, the conversation is over. Sometimes you gotta be straight with people. Look,
Hey,
I used
Jimmy,
to
I
be,
didn't see the other side of you.
Seriously.
I'm shocked.
it's called growth. People grow. Okay?
Hey,
Look, there are things that compel you to do certain things.
Mhm.
I agree.
And after time, after certain time, you look back and you say it was good that I made a decision. You see, look, you will be here, you will be sending money back home. The day you go back home, they still want money from you. Nobody will say, oh, I got it. Oh, fee. I have this friend that is coming. Can I send, or at least drop paper for you? They won't do it. They won't do it. You see? So that is why you have to put down the boundaries in my Anna's voice. You see? Put down the boundaries. it would look it would make you look mean to them. It would make you lose some friends. It would make you lose some how to call it, relationship with people that you have
Family
had,
member.
family members over the year. But in the end, it's about you.
That's true.
Somebody told me before, oh, one day we were bothering in the supermarket. I said, that's what I want.
What? Oh, I'm cutting you off all the way.
Oh, you don't want to
All the
see me
way.
in the supermarket with
Oh,
you?
you can't reach me. When you call me, you can't reach that call. What? To
Yes.
that level, you're saying that?
They would tell you one day we'll meet, you know, in a supermarket. And I say, okay, that's what I want. When we meet in a supermarket, then we know that here you pay bills. Here I call it, you don't go to Walmart, you know, and put everything in the cart and carry it to the cashier and say, I will see you tomorrow.
That's just manipulation.
So when we meet in the supermarket, then you know that what you pick is what you pay for. So I pray for us to meet in the supermarket.
Hmm.
I think
Those Black American will say those are fighting words. You trying to fight? You gonna meet me in the supermarket? All right, I'm gonna come ready then.
is that a threat or what?
Right? It's like I'm cutting you off all the way. Like
It's
what?
not.
I mean, I think Jimmy said it. Uh,
Yeah.
he said it. Just right way to say that. Um, I'm not against if you can understand you going, but left with me, you will go yourself. I'm not going to give you any misfeeling. You will have it yourself because exactly when, like you said, when you start to do something to people or for people and they start to appreciate you, and if you come slow, you start to bomb off you, categorize you in a way. That's where you know the true friends, and you know the true reality. The
That's
scar
true.
is on every one of us. Everyone sitting here today have experienced it one way or another. We have experienced it. And to the extent that when you are helping people, they do all of the good talks, all of the good greetings, all of the good things. And what can get to you most, they don't even care if you have problem. Like you,
Yeah.
they don't care. They don't understand. Oh, why is what is happening to our friend? What is happening to our sister, our daughter? They don't care. So that is why you're dropping them. They should start to think. I wanna what is happening. I think I have problem. Why will I sit? I have my own thing going, then I go to somebody who's supposed to cater to another person. And one thing I want to say is anybody that you see tapping your line, asking for money, had some sort of relative right in America or somewhere in the diaspora that they're expecting something from you at the end of the day. Because typically when I was back in Africa, I never even knew whether somebody can sit in America and send money to somebody.
Wow.
Because I never had any close relative or friends, close friends that we would speak to say, oh my man, I'm doing this for you. So I just felt you travel, you travel. I don't think whether you will send something
Well,
to me. Maybe my upbringing, I said it one time, my upbringing, I have not really realized somebody myself to say, oh Jimmy, you say to them, please, start my day. I never had that experience. While I was suffering, going through something, I was making it to happy. So I never had that experience. So I never had that thought that if somebody travel, they will send money to me, or if somebody is like this, I have my problem, the person would come and give him money. I never had
Yeah.
that experience until when I, but I did to other people. So when you see people doing that, know that they have some other experience with relative, like giving them money and what have you. Then they will come to you. Yeah, I collected from uncle. Let me talk to the girl. I know the girl, she's there too. The same thing she can do it to me. So when you start saying
Yeah.
no, why my sister will be sending me money, then all I get to her asking her, she can't even want to send me money, she want to be mean to me. They start to do that. So the best way is tell them you have your family to take care of right here. You don't have right now, you can't do that. You have your insurance to cover right now, you can't do that. So that person got to know that you got your insurance to cover, you can't do that. They know that the same rent they paying there, they paying like $50 per month. You paying like 1,000 plus here per month. When they see the disparity,
2,000 now, 2,500.
2,500. You somebody said that, oh my man, 100
It could be more than that. It could be more or less,
exactly. So
depending where you are.
if you tell me to help you pay your rent that you're supposed to pay $100, and I'm telling you, bro, the month just ended, and I
Yeah.
need to pay 2,500 for 1 month rent, so I'm not able to send that money. You will know that if from the beginning you make a problem with me, but conscious-minded people sit and think, oh man, what? Where I have $100 to pay, and this person get 2,500 to pay.
Yeah.
So that person going, the person coming now when month end, they're not coming to you for rent. They're not coming to you because they know that when month end, what you need to meet is I don't know what kind of a superlative degree of that particular money they pay, because $100 to 2,000 something, they will not bother you with that. So yes, it is.
They'll probably be like, what? It just, some of them will tell you, it's just $100.
Yeah,
Go steal it.
$100 in Liberia. In Liberia, nobody just put you outside in Liberia because you don't pay 1 month rent. But
Yeah.
here, if you don't pay, if let's say if $100 is short from that 2,500 is supposed to pay, that money is not acceptable.
Yeah.
You can owe somebody $100 rent and you get a person $50 in Liberia and the person will allow you. But yeah, you can't even send it because why? $100 is short. So they can't even take that 2,400 from you.
Right.
So I mean you
Anna,
can
I don't know if you can hear us. You said you have to connect your mic before you can come on. Something. I don't know why StreamYard is acting funny today. Absolutely, I agree with you. You know, since we started this podcast, I've seen so much on Facebook. A lot. A lot.
I follow
Oh my
you.
God.
A lot of stuff. Oh,
A
people.
lot. I've seen so much. And you know, it makes you think like you have never met me out of nowhere. You
Mhm.
don't know me from like you just know me online. I have a podcast. If I mean like the amount sometimes I'm like, you know what, maybe I try to look at it on the bright side. I'm like, okay, maybe God is telling them that okay, I received the blessing, but I don't have that. Like I've seen so much where the amount of inboxes and messages and things and like people are just asking you, you're just like, I've never met you at all. Like I don't know you at all. You're sending me these detailed personal messages, all in the name of like, because you want funding from me. And it's like, I don't understand. Like, you really trust me to that level? So, like, because, you know, like the way Peterson, you said it, that really resonated well with me. Like, how do I know I have to go to someone to ask them? You know, because you and it's okay to ask people, but it's like sometimes it gets so overwhelming. And it's like, wow, I get it. We're all struggling, but this is a lot. Like it's a lot coming in the inbox. Like
Yeah.
stories from different stories to the point where when people even say hi, you're hesitant to say hi back. because you're like, okay, I don't know if I say hi, what this conversation is going to lead to.
I don't hesitate to speak to anybody for that matter. I tell you that, girl. You send me message. If I'm not responding to your message, it means I'm busy or something is happening. When I take that message, I respond to you. If you come away not easy, I want it. I just tell you right back. I can't do it for XYZ reason. I'm done with that. I
Yeah.
don't cut off speech from anybody because and look, in fact, sometimes when we were coming up, we have few big brothers who were at the university and we start to follow their footsteps. We used to categorize them. When you get to some of them to talk to you, all the best idea will come up. But if they father and give it to you, you're wasting your time. Gotta go. You gotta go. So when we are communicating with them, we know the other person who will speak to you, give you good idea, and tell you what you can do to go forward. And we know the other person who will not even get time to talk to you because they just see that you anything they talk to you is going to be like waste.
Wait.
There's nothing they're going to get out of you. So that kind of person will see you, will just say hi, will pass by you. But we started taking interest in people who come and share with us. Now how I find myself when any of these friends, brothers, sister, anybody but speak to me, send me text and start. I would give you all of the best idea. If I have something I would do, I would do. If I can't do it, I just tell you, yes, it's good. Sometimes you do it this way, like this, but it's not possible now. I don't have the capacity to do that now. That's it. Don't cut off from them. For me, I feel that cutting off from somebody, maybe the words you're going to give to that person is going to build
True.
that person behind the
I
scene.
agree. But I will say over the year, over a year now, I've really learned, how to respond to people. Sometimes I just used to ignore it because
Yeah.
I didn't know how to respond to that. Like sometimes people say, "Oh, hi, how are you?" Before I'm somebody who will say, "How are you? How are you doing too? How's your family?" Now it's like I've tried to create a creative way how to respond to them and just say, "We're fine, thank God." I don't even say "and you" and all that because now it's like we're getting to the slippery slope where conversations start going to in depth. Like I don't have energy for that. I remember, I don't think you were on here. But right before we close, I'm just gonna say this. So there was a charity that there was one of my birthday where I was like, hey, everybody, if you guys can match this amount to my birthday, I want a charity in Liberia that I can, like for my birthday, whatever money I get, I'm going to send it to them. And I'm part of a church birthday club thing where, everybody birthday, everybody collect like $25 and give it to you. So the total amount I ended up getting for that birthday was like $500, right? So the $500, my plan was to give it to whatever charity, because it's not that I didn't need it. I needed it, but for that birthday, that's what was just on my mind that I wanted to do whatever I get with that money. So there was a charity that was recommended, and I sent the money, 500. Like they don't know me from anywhere. Let me add you. Anna, you have to, it's asking you to connect your mic or something for us to bring you on. So anyway, so that charity, I think the total amount I ended up sending, I ended up even adding extra on it. I added like $200. It was like $700. And there was a story about a young lady, like a baby, that really touched me. And I was like, okay, I'll send it. And I remember the person of that charity, she stated that, oh, everything we buy, we will, this is what we need. This is what we need for the child and all that. I was like, whatever. I'm already led to do this. So really don't matter, like the child story already. My plan is just make sure you take care of what you guys said the child needs, and let's see how we can build relationship. And maybe, who knows, I might pick a child, how long I can budget. It's all about budgeting. I can budget where I say, every month I want to help this child and give them like $30 a month or whatever amount I can afford. But that's something I have to plan. I didn't tell them that, but that's what was in my mind to see how they're actually going to do with this $700 that I sent to them. So I sent the money. The only thing about that where I was like, this charity is fishy, was that they told me they needed some medical device or whatsoever. That's what made me added the extra $200. So send it. The only thing I saw, she sent me, and I didn't even require it, but she said she was going to do that. And for me, once you give me your word, it's like I'm looking forward to it because I want to see
Well,
now. Because
that's something.
because then it's telling me like you're either lying to me or like you're trying to cover up something. So she sent me the receipt where it was just they bought like 2 boxes of pamper. The rest of it, I didn't hear nothing about it. Didn't hear a follow up about what happened to the baby. Like how did this go about and all that.
Mm.
Nothing. I didn't even ask or say anything. You okay? My son is not feeling well, so he hasn't been sleeping. Having breathing issues. Oh, go to dad. Go to dad. Sorry about that. So, but anyways, long story short, I did not follow up, did not ask any question whatsoever. Because how I am is if I say I'm going to do it and I'm led to do it, I do it and just forget about it. So I think it was going towards the end of that year. I got a message, an inbox. Um, and initially, she had told me they don't solicitate funds. They just put the kids' information and ask if anybody want to help, right? So prior to that, I have been getting all these messages from her saying, "Oh, will you be able to donate this amount? Will you about to donate this amount?" I didn't say anything because I was like, I don't even know what to tell this lady. But anyways, long story short, the final one that really got me to respond to her was that she specifically um, solicited a fund and emailed me and said that they needed what was it? I think like 800 or about $900 to sponsor a kid, and she would make sure she sent me this and sent me that. And my response to her was that at this moment I cannot assist you. Sorry. You know, I say this because I feel like a lot of people jump into these things and they're doing it. And, if somebody doesn't ask you for information, why are you volunteering? And if you volunteer, you're not following through it. And in my opinion, now you make me believe like your charity is flawed because you're not following through with what it is you say you would do. It would have been helpful for the baby as well, because if I knew the baby healed and all of that, who knows what else could have happened for the baby.
I wish
But
you, I wish you would have told exactly her pitfall and
yeah,
clearly tell her this is not you, even though you were not going to do anything now, but it really loses the chances of those children getting further assistance. If you speak to donor, he must be able to live up to your word. If you refuse to do that, you are not just, you know, killing your charity, but you also, I mean, damaging the chances of these children getting out there, getting support. So if you were to just tell her exactly what you did and just say that's it, but I'm sorry I can't help you now. I always want people to let me know what I've done wrong. Like our people, they don't understand if they are doing something wrong.
yeah,
They just feel that because they did it to Paul and Paul had no issue bringing it to Mary, it should be the same way. So yeah, so you would have just told her exactly her stuff. Look,
It's
she would
funny.
have
I feel like
listened.
they were following me on here, but since that conversation, I don't see them on here anymore. It looks like they probably won't follow me.
No, they don't know the problem. I mean, they don't need to. Those people, anybody for that matter, don't hold back. You should be able to tell the person exactly where the person has fallen short. That is
True.
very important. I can tell anybody if you do that, you are not only like try to build a connection again, but you know what? The person is not going is going to improve. And after all, we want for people to improve and do something better. So if you give me
Absolutely.
my wrong, it would just improve me. Seriously.
I mean, I would say I've been doing much better. Shiloh, go to dad. Go to dad. Okay, I'm almost done.
That's
They,
what you
it's
know.
like when they're sick, they're more clingy, and then I will end up getting it because now my voice is like scratchy. But yeah, I mean, this is a very interesting, sensitive topic because I
So
think a lot of people just feel like, oh, because you're in America or because you're in Europe, because you're over here, like everything. But people really, really do struggle. And in my opinion, if the people back home were really genuine in the way they're soliciting funds, like getting funds from people, if they were industrial enough to like make things double and make it looks, you know, probably our country will be better because the amount of money that foreigners send in their country is a lot over the years. A lot of people just sending and sending. But, I pray that everybody, but I would say now I am being categorized as I don't know what happened. She's mean these days. And of course, my husband is getting all the blame.
that's what I said it last time because they are now going to say, oh, it is because of this.
Yeah, he gets all the blames. Everybody said she never used to be this way. Oh, since they got married, that kid. Oh Lord. And
Yeah,
my mom always says,
yeah.
when you see anytime people say they over say this word, this sentence, oh, you're so nice. Oh, wow, you're nice. You're nice. They're
Like,
ready to use you.
you got to
My
check your
mom
source.
said that to me.
Seriously, that's true. That's true. Definitely,
So
that
she
is.
said you have to be cautious. There are people who say you're nice and they mean it. It shouldn't get to your head. But when it start becoming like a music and they keep saying, "Oh yeah, oh that kid, yeah," just know they're already using you or they're on their way to using you.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah. And
but it looks like everybody else is gone now.
everybody is gone. Me, I just I know.
I know I'm sleepy too.
Yeah.
We'll just close the show. You want to give your closing?
Oh, sure. Thank you so much. I think I just came on to be able to be part of the show and just give my own saying. And to the people out there, it's good to give. For me personally, I believe not to call off somebody for any other reason, but rather tell you what is wrong or what you are doing all right, or maybe the better way that you can go around instead of me giving you money. I should be able to get information across there, and then with you, you should be able to understand that.
Yeah.
I won't have a major problem if because of I told you something I was not going to do this, you take that personal. I won't have problem with that, but because obviously people will have that kind of a thinking, that kind of a way of categorizing people. But I should be able to let you know if you want to go and leave me, well, because I didn't give you that dollars, it means I'm not good any longer. You cannot say hello to me. Well, that's your decision. But Peterson is not going to be the one to say, I'm going to block you. I'm going to do this. I don't block anybody. I will not block you unless maybe you go personal. You cross the boundary, then of course. So, yes, so you should take that and be, I mean, It is your own decision you made at the end of the day. Which one you think is best for you? You cut your mom off, you cut your aunt off, you cut your brother off, your sibling, everybody you cut them off. Well, that is your own decision. But if you think you can play our way to keep the relationship, that is also perfect. But that is our opinion. It's not yours. You can do whatever you think is best for you. That's how I would like to end it. And thank you so much for the show. That was so much interesting topic. And one thing I see, if you discuss these things, there are a lot of people who listen to it have their own thing, and it really takes some key into them because why? They are facing problems similar to what we discussed. Many things we face personally, and we will not come on the show to discuss it. There are people who took personally and did everything personally as we feel, but they go other way. You can't come in the public and discuss it. So similarly, other people facing that problem. So we just gotta say that and leave it that way. Jimmy just went. I would have told him, don't cut the people off like that because because you got frustrated by one person. Don't cut everybody off. No, my man, don't do that. Thank you. You are muted, Phil.
Yeah. Jimmy said he cutting them off. I said, what? I'm surprised. He's
Seriously.
always
Oh my God.
no, but you know what? When people nice people once you like when they're at that when their cup is full, like it's just like I'm not thinking, it's just tunnel vision.
Yeah, yeah. Anna has to speak before she goes. She wants to go
Thank
now.
you so much for that. And now let's hear your closing. Sorry, you kept saying you had to put your mic on and all that.
No, I was talking to Jimmy because he
Oh,
said good night.
Yeah, I
Uh,
can't even hear you.
Can you hear me?
yeah, getting you a little bit.
Oh, okay. In closing, I would like to tell everyone that if you're back home or you're one of those people that tend to reach out to people that you think because they live in abroad, to have more than you need to start rethinking about ways that you can help yourself to not have to reach out to people to ask for help. No one says asking for help is bad, but when it becomes a habit, it's not good. And because of that, you don't know what people are going through living in the diaspora. So I would say that if you were, you should learn to put yourself in other people's shoes before you pick up your phone to call people to ask for money for reasons that are not valid. The second thing I would like to say is if you notice that you're financially down and you have a business idea that you can do to really get yourself to be more stable, you should ask for help and make sure that you use the money for what you said you were going to use it for. And your family members are not your responsibility. I mean, you're not the responsibility of your family members. If your parents are the only ones that are responsible for you, and if you cannot take care of yourself, you don't have parents, I'm sorry. Don't feel entitled to reach out to people because they're your family and expect them to help you. And if they do give you any form of help, please make sure you show appreciation because you do not know what that person sacrificed before they were able to give you that little bit of money or funds or whatever they had to give you. It takes a lot for someone to sacrifice to give you something. And once in a while, to pick up your phone, genuinely reach out to those people, check on them. Because everybody has their own issues that you may be going through. You may think asking for money is the best thing, but sometimes just picking up your phone to reach out and check on that person could go a long way. Just your call could make that person's day and also encourage them to ever want to send you something without you having to ask. Last but not least, before you cut someone off, it's very important to tell them the reason why you're cutting them off. Ghosting them is not the best solution because they will do it to the next person. But if you tell them what you don't like or why you've decided that you guys should go your separate ways, it will teach them so that next time it won't happen again. And I would like to end with asking is not a bad thing, but when it becomes a habit, it's bad, and you need to work on changing your mindset and finding a skill that you can do to help yourself to make some money for yourself and not have to depend on others. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank all the viewers for continuing to support the show. Um, we really appreciate it. Also, we are very open to getting suggestions on topics that we can discuss on the show to get our opinions. Again, we're not relationship experts or any type of experts in this conversations. We're sharing from our personal experiences and hope you can learn one or two things from it. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful night.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Anna, for that. Thanks, everybody, our viewer, commenter, everyone. You guys, Rivers Bro, keeping your thoughts in prayer. I spoke to him. He's fine. He's just been taking time away from social media for now, for family reasons. So, but I
Okay.
spoke to him. Yeah, he said once everything's okay, he'll be back on. And I think that's important. You know, having that head space away from everything on social media. But just want to say we missed him on the show.
Yeah, I think he needs
He
direction.
keeps it lively. Uh,
Mm,
but
sure.
yeah, I just want to say thanks to each and every one of you guys for, like Peterson said, people do watch it. People reach out. People say, y'all keep up the good work. Good thing. The one thing I like about this platform is that we're not very worried about, like how many people watching at a time. It's
That's
just about the message, you
yeah.
know. So it's something that I'm very grateful for. But you guys said everything. The only thing I would just add is family is important, but so is your mental health, your physical being, and the people that you brought into this world need you. So if you can't, and I feel like the Bible was very, very explicit about that. The family you brought into this world, like you are responsible for that, 100%. So make sure they're settled and okay, and then start branching out. If you miss that and you think you just want to save the whole world, okay, that's what the Bible said. Charity begin from home. I just want to leave that with people. And then also loyalty never require you to self-destruction. So being loyal to someone shouldn't mean that you're destroying yourself. And just a quick reminder, you can love a family from a distance. You can also support without sacrificing. And you can set boundaries without being a villain. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and thank you to each and every one of us.
Mhm.
I pray that we have a good rest and that God help us to be here again to share the message with everyone. Thank you guys. Have a good night.
And you too, nice one. Thank you so
All
much.
right. Bye bye.